I had to confront my own fears and weaknesses, or I could never have defeated you. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game.
Alright, welcome back to More Force. Reacting here with More Force. I am here with my friend here. Don't say your name though. And we're going to react to Timcast. But not Timcast, but mainly Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan Van Sciver is, a lot of people will call him the leader of Comicsgate. But I explain this. Comicsgate is essentially a group of artists and or people who enjoy comics that say that our comics don't have to be woke. They don't have to capitulate to what you say. We can make our comics how they want to be. That's all Comicsgate really is.
Yeah.
But we get Brendan's being racist, misogynist, yada, 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 whatever.
Typical stuff.
Typical stuff. So, I'll go ahead and make this live. Comicsgate. At Ethan Van Sciver. What he went through and what he has achieved. Just like Jordan Peterson, what he went through, what he's achieved.
That's my hero.
And we'll just keep the hashtags short. Hey, Frat, how are you? This is a friend of mine, Frat Kitty.
Oh, the one that was,
no, not that one. You degenerate. Even though Frat Kitty, she is a degenerate. This is going to be a short stream, Frat. I'm just here with my friend. I'm going to, like, 15 minutes or so. We're just reacting to this video. Let's see here. It was on Timcast. 13-minute video. I appreciate you being here, Frat. It's been a second. Today? Oh, I want to see that. I miss my boy Ash, man. That's the end of a generation right there. See, nope. There it is, right there. 12-minute video. You sound like EDP. Stop.
America.
Stop. I don't know.
You sound like who?
EDP. She's trolling.
Oh, to me?
No, to me. Fuck you, Frat Kitty. How dare you? Anyway, so this is Tim from Timcast. Personally, I disagree with Tim on some things. I agree with him with a lot of things. Recently, he did whatever. Doesn't matter. The guest that he has on yesterday, I should say, is Ethan Van Sciver.
Marvel film from about 10 years ago, right?
More than that now.
It's about a scrawny, developmentally, like, physically, a weakling. Born with a weak heart, perhaps. Like someone suffering from many physical ailments who is so desperate to fight for his country.
She's a degenerate.
Don't. So high with no regret. Oh my god.
Look, Frat, why are you doing this?
You need it again?
No, I was gonna say, do you need this back?
Yeah, I think our Yu-Gi-Oh cards are there.
That's right, Frat. You heard him say it. We're about to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I could never be a degenerate. Yeah, okay. whatever. We're going to keep playing. Welcome, Andre. Thank you for joining the stream. All right.
To help others, that he tries to cheat his way into the military. And he is of such strong heart, he is chosen for the super soldier program. So here's a guy of good moral character, standing, and honor, who wants to serve his country, fight against the bad guys, and sacrifice whatever it takes for his community. He defends his friends by fighting in the streets, and then there's that scene where he jumps on the grenade. His motivation is to
Frat, just so you know, I'm recording. Degenerate. I ain't cutting none of this, alright? By all means, keep going. Oh, she's great though.
sacrifice himself for everyone else.
Self-sacrifice.
Self-sacrifice. Yep. Captain Marvel's motivation was to benefit herself and to be able to do whatever she wanted. Captain America, his whole motivation is we don't trade lives. We're not going to sacrifice one for any. He's a deontological moralist. Thanos is utilitarian. Thanos wants to kill half the universe, save half the life. Captain America says we don't trade lives. Captain Marvel robs a guy in the beginning of the movie. He says you should smile. So she steals his clothes and his motorcycle. Think about that motivation. That is the woke feminist motivation of I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Then think about the other character motivations. Jude Law's character says control your emotions. And then finally at the end she goes, no! And that is her ultimate motivation. The story arc for her is she can do whatever she wants because she's powerful, and she shouldn't have to listen to any man who tells her to control herself. Captain America's motivation is, I will die for you so you can live a better life. It is the Hillary Clinton quote personified when she said, women are the real victims of war because their husbands and their brothers and their sons died. That exemplifies it perfectly.
Oh my gosh.
So what do you think about...
Thank God she wasn't the president, bro. Oh my gosh. I forgot. I totally forgot about that shit.
Yeah. And yes, I agree, Frat. This was a definitely interesting conversation. Check out Timcast. It's their most recent episode with Ethan Van Sciver, one of my personal heroes for what he's accomplished, what he's been through, what he's done for comic books, and what he's doing for comic books now. He is one of the reasons why I am creating my own comic book. That's not Ethan that you see right now. That's Tim, the owner of Timcast. Ethan's you're about to see him soon.
That's amazing. Self-sacrifice versus self-validation. That is the difference between the way I was taught to write and draw superheroes and the way superheroes are being presented today. Right there. Everything is all of these new superheroes that are coming out of Marvel, they're all selfie-taking, self-aggrandizing narcissists.
Eating lunch and dinner together at diners.
That's what they're doing. There's no... my book Cyberfrog says in the very first couple of pages, he just says, because people don't like him, he's ugly, he's Cyberfrog. So he says, I've found something to love about humans and I'm willing to die for them, and that's the thing. That's heroism to me.
How many modern superheroes are stories of young kids who wish they had superpowers?
Modern ones, not too many.
You don't think so?
I'm not sure. Well, maybe.
Don't you say it. I know what you're about to say.
Who are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about the Captain Marvel.
Ms. Marvel?
Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a story of like, wow, I've got superpowers and I'm going to be an Avenger too.
Well, that's the meta nature of Hollywood now, that everything has to be meta.
Shazam.
And Shazam.
Yeah.
No, not so much. Not so much.
You don't think he wanted the wizard's powers?
That he got pulled in and brought into it. It was different. I'm thinking about Miss Marvel specifically, and I was thinking about Miles Morales.
The new one?
In the new Into the Spider-Verse. She's like, wow, I got spider powers too.
Just because I did enjoy.
And then I was thinking about growing up watching X-Men, and in X-Men, typically the kids who got powers were panicked and scared, and didn't want it to happen, and the parents were freaking out. And the story with early the X-Men stuff I grew up on was it was actually bad to be a mutant.
Yeah.
It was scary, it was bad, and they weren't happy about it.
Yeah.
It was often depicted as like your mutant powers were a curse, not a gift, and then Charles Xavier would be like, no, don't worry, like I'm gonna help you through this. Nowadays, the mentality among younger people is more so like, I want to
give
be
me
that.
power.
Give
and
me
a lot
power.
of times,
all about decisions, right? Like
I felt
the
like
reality of the world, right?
Yeah, it's sometimes the reality of the world or what they were born with. Like, like sometimes their power is just like they can't function in normal society with that power.
Correct. Like, you're a freak. Like, you have 2 legs. I mean, that's not a freak. 3 legs.
Or not even that. Like some of their powers are literally like you can't be with normal people because their powers are just like Rogue. That's why Rogue is people love Rogue so much. Look, not all my viewers are like Frat, okay? She's a special kind of degenerate, okay? He appreciates it. He has a big old smile on his face.
DC was maybe not always, but I didn't read a lot of DC, but it felt like DC was more just about raw power, and Marvel was about psychological stuff. Did you guys get that vibe?
Yeah, I mean, DC Comics was
I like DC better.
Aspirational heroes to look up to, heroes to feel hope. They're going to save you. See, that's the thing I love about Superman, that they flopped with the new movies. I mean, when you see Christopher Reeve, you know everything's going to be okay. You're like, oh, Superman's here, finally. I'm terrified of the Man of Steel version of Superman from the Zack Snyder movies.
Can I just
I mean, he's thinking, like, if you think about it, like, in the old Superman movies, when you see Superman, you feel safe. Like, everything's going to be all right. But in the
new one,
because, like, just think, like, the battle with Zod and all that destruction. But, counterpoint to Ethan, I think that was a more realistic take on what would happen
if somebody will have powers like that. And I appreciate that more because they didn't just put like him like he's the best human being, right?
Right.
He needs to grow up as a superhero to become that person, right?
Yeah.
So that was like a better story, right?
Yeah. I know Man of Steel gets a lot of like flack, but I really enjoyed it.
But for the people with brainless that don't have brains.
Fred, I think you're just horny for every first you're talking about Captain America, now you're talking about Superman. I think you're just horny 24/7.
Complain about the scene in Batman v Superman where Batman
is about to,
kill Superman, and then he's like, "You're letting him kill Martha," and then Batman goes, "Your mom's name is Martha? My mom's name is Martha too."
As if anybody actually calls their mom by their name.
What should have happened, and I'll say it every single time, is that when Batman had the spear to Superman's neck, what would have made it work, is then Batman saying the famous line, "Let this be the day you never forget, the day I defeated you," and then
they should have just recreated that scene.
And then he throws the spear away, and he says, "My intention was always to make sure you knew you were not invincible, not to actually kill you." And then it would be like, damn, but instead he was like, "My mom's name's Martha too. Wanna be friends?" I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Basically said, like, I could have made it out of stronger mix of kryptonite. I could have made this far stronger and killed you much easier if I wanted to.
Yeah, it should have been. He proved his point. Yeah. It was never because Batman's not a murderer. Yeah. He wouldn't arbitrarily want to kill Superman. His point was to make sure Superman knew he wasn't a god. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Instead,
all this like my mother is your mother, we're brothers, all this crap, this like nepotism is like European monarchies. They're all cousins. Like it's a bunch of this crap. It's like psychological manipulation to make you think it is some value if the guy's your brother. If he's an idiot, he's an idiot.
This is what I was always told is that
halfway talking
Marvel
about nerdom,
was
halfway talking
people
about
trying to be heroes, and DC was heroes trying to be people.
There you go.
So
yeah.
I noticed watching the Justice League cartoons, they always refer to each other as their first given names. Batman doesn't call Superman Superman, he calls him Clark. Clark calls him Bruce. They refer to each other as people, but they are heroes. And then the interesting thing is Superman's identity is Superman, Kal-El, and his secret identity is Clark Kent. Whereas in Marvel, often it's like Peter Parker is the person, and his secret identity is, or like his, the costume is Spider-Man, whereas for Superman, the costume is Clark Kent. You know what I mean?
Who are your guys' favorite superhero of all time?
Superman.
Really?
He just is the definitive hero. I
think
believe in
Batman.
him. You like Batman better?
Yeah.
That's why I was really disappointed by this. I love the comic fan trope of given enough time, Batman can defeat anyone.
I love God. They call that a DC. They call it, like, yeah, Batman with enough planning.
But I feel like Superman could kill Batman at any time if he wanted to.
Yeah. Nope. Batman carries kryptonite.
Yeah, but he blasts him from orbit.
Technically, I would say technically, but I guess the issue is there are a lot of super powerful villains who are on par with Superman that haven't been able to take down Batman because Batman is a figment of our imagination. What makes him a good character is his ability to survive and overcome with no superpowers. That's why I like Batman. Granted, he's a very, very rich dude, and he's able to buy this stuff. It is what it is.
The fantasy is we could be Batman.
Yep.
We could train ourselves. We could have enough money. We could be Batman. That's the whole thing.
But you can't, fly. You can't do those things. Batman's just a dude, but he's a martial artist. He trains right. He eats right. He gets beat up. He gets injured sometimes. He gets his back broken, and he rises back up to the challenge. That's a superhero, man. That's fantastic. I mean, early Batman was silly, and they made him really amazing throughout the years. I really love the history of how, like, the golden age of comics was kind of hokey. Superman could fire little Supermans from his hand. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes no sense. Whatever.
They invented new powers all the time.
Powers back then was just like
whatever.
Oh yeah, that's Silver Age.
Like
the 80s.
Like
the Silver Age was from like
impressive thing.
50s to the 70s. I think the early 70s.
It was the golden age before that.
The golden age was the 1930s or late 30s to the early 50s.
But I want to say the 80s is when things, I think, got really mature and the writing got really good. And then, actually, I think one of the most profound moments in comics, but I guess it's technically cartoons, is the Mr. Freeze, the story arc, the retconning of his history in the Batman animated series. I think the first cartoon ever won an Emmy. And that was, was it really? The first, maybe not the first time, but one of the first times a villain's story arc was sympathetic. It used to be all one-dimensional. I'm going to rule the world. I deserve power.
That's what I love about the old Batman, the animated series. It's actually super anti-corporate. all of them are just generic corporate villains, but Mr. Freeze was actually a fairly three-dimensional character, given the story with his wife and that.
Wasn't Clayface's story in the animated series that he was a guy who was negatively impacted by a cosmetic product that turned him into a monster?
There were a bunch of different Clayfaces. One was an actor, I think there were like 5 different Clayfaces.
He was like, he put on a cosmetic and then his skin started to melt. He was like,
Man-Bat was great in that too.
Man-Bat was great.
Man-Bat was
but
they're talking about
it's Mr. Freeze, right?
The animated series.
He was always one-dimensional, and then they made his...
Did you ever see all of the Batman, the original one?
Yeah, and
it was so
and then
good.
Batman Beyond is another one.
I love Batman Beyond, man. Oh, it was so good. Kitty, if you've never seen the Batman the original series or Batman Beyond, mainly the original series, that and Justice League Unlimited, those those are timeless series. Young Justice is good. Yeah, Young Justice too. Those timeless series.
I can rewatch it all over again.
Why'd I just put it up? Ryan Reynolds playing Green Lantern. Don't watch it. You'll. But okay, if you haven't, Kitty, definitely watch those series. Those are timeless series. They were made so long ago, but still today they are held up as one of the greatest animated series. It's that good. I promise you, you will not be wasting your time if you watch those series. All right, just a couple more minutes. Then we got a duel. I got
his story arc that his wife was dying and he would stop at nothing to save her life. And then you're like, you feel bad because he's a bad guy.
Plus his delivery on all that dialogue in that episode is so good.
Yeah. He should do an arc where he gets an honorary degree from Harvard, and then they call him, he's like, I'm Dr. Freeze.
Kitty said even Alfred can get it.
Oh my
God. She like that British tang. Okay, can I do it, Alfred? Let me see. Master Wayne. Can't do it.
Freeze now. No, you're not. It's not even a real degree. I'm just kidding. I mean,
just wait. There's gonna be a comic that comes out soon where Mr. Freeze teams up with Greta Thunberg to reduce the global temperature.
She got the honorary degree.
No, that's why I brought it up.
Don't give
Marvel
them
and
ideas,
DC.
Marvel, please.
No, please. I hope they keep producing this garbage and they destroy themselves. And then, your comics, all caps.
We're here. Comic Skate's here to step in, and that's a good. See, we love comic books. I could talk about this all day long. I grew up with these superheroes. I love these superheroes. I've been a creator. I've worked on these superheroes for most of my life now. But unfortunately, the way things are at Marvel and DC, they're inhospitable.
Remember, what was that super woke comic they made with Safe Space and...
It never came out,
Warriors.
and they should have done it.
They never released it.
Oh, they never released that.
What is it? The New Warriors?
I think so.
Yeah, New Warriors. I wonder if that was a joke. Like, I feel like that whole thing was a hoax.
Definitely became one.
Yeah, it sure did.
Oh, what a horrible concept.
Look at this. Okay, for those that don't know, you need to understand that...
Have you seen this? Have you... Wait. No, don't look at it yet. Have you seen the comic book New Warriors?
No.
Kitty, have you seen this? The comic book New Warriors? If not, prepare to cringe. Alright, here we go.
The hugging brother and sister right there.
This is a comic book that did not release because of how trash it was. Slave Snatch? No! That seems trash already. It is trash. So right there, they're talking about these two characters. It's kind of hard to see, but the light blue and the pink one on the side.
Their brother and sister.
Yeah.
Snowflake and Safe Space.
And one of them they actually described.
Did you hear their names?
Sex Space.
Katie, I think you're getting to them. No, Snowflake and Safe Space. Now think about it for a second.
Because I was like Sex Space. How the fuck you have? I wonder if everybody ever had like Sex Space.
Bro, don't look that up. Don't look that up. I'm sure that's a place.
Bro, you know about it?
No, but come on. Look, Facebook. I'm pretty sure there's like a sex book. Come on.
So what were you saying about the names?
So the brother's name, if I remember correctly, is Safe Space. Mm-hmm. That's his name.
Safe Space.
And the sister's name is Snowflake.
Oh my god.
Now you would think, okay, that's okay. Snowflake. No, they mean like as in a snowflake. What they were trying to do is make, oh look, she's a snowflake, but she is all powerful. We're taking back this word. It doesn't mean that you're weak anymore. No. The fat girl. That's right. I'm using fat. Come at me. What? Can you guess what her name is?
Fat girl?
No, but it is derogatory like that.
Biggie? Slim?
Trailblazer.
I don't get it.
So that was a term for fat people back in the day. Yeah, they named her that. And they coincidentally made her look like Dora the Explorer, and her book bag is like a portal.
Oh my god.
Fat phobic, you hate fat people because you call them what they are. Facts.
Describe as being a stereotypical jock, which I've never seen a stereotypical jock with pink hair, but that's just me.
Wait, the best one is the Dora the Explorer.
Yep.
Trailblazer.
Is that what they called her?
A chubby Inuit, yeah.
Who had a backpack that she could pull anything out of?
And the other one had
Dora the Explorer.
And the other one is powered by internet gas.
Literally.
Yeah, the internet.
Literally, he's powered by internet gas.
This had to have been a joke.
It was a troll. It must have been.
It wasn't as bad as Gotham High.
Look, it's on the website introducing.
Yeah, it's real.
I mean, if they had released it, people would have bought that.
I'm going to end the video there, but right there, Ethan, to this day, thinks it's a troll. Even though he himself worked on comic books. He cannot believe that they were this stupid to make that book. But yes, yes, they were. All right, so I forgot he didn't speak that much. But what did you think of the clip?
I mean, when I say 100% of whatever they say, I agree. Like, I can add another percent, 101%.
101. All right, we got there. All right, Kitty, thanks so much for being here. I'm gonna learn Branded today. It's my, I would say, second favorite deck right now because it's just how much fun you can have with it. 100. Kitty. No chill on you. In 101. I didn't mean that, guy. I'm sorry. It's all good. Anyways, I'll be seeing you next time, Kitty. If you're on later tonight, I'll be on. I'll check you out. Anyways, I'll be seeing you next time. Where life kisses down. Just play a little more for us. Bye.